Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa Ackaway, Inventress. My business is Inventing A to Z. At Inventing A to Z, I work with clients to take their products from concept to fruition, from a napkin idea all the way to the marketplace and everything in between, the right way. If you want to contact me, email me, Lisa at inventingatoz.com. My website, inventingatoz.com.
Ackaway, the Inventress, the CEO and founder of Inventing A to Z, and this podcast, the Inventress podcast. So I know I say every week, I'm so excited about having a special guest on, but today, honestly, I'm beyond excited to have my very special guest on, my publicist, my social media strategist, the incomparable Tara Ackaway. I feel like I need to have drums. Hey, Tara.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
What isn't going on? We're about to ring in the new year. Are you excited?
Yes. You know what's cool?
What's
You
that?
and I both have on sweats.
That's the way to do it.
We both have on sweats. I have, and I don't do my podcast with sweats on ever. I never do.
Yeah.
So this speaks to what's happening in 2022. Not that I'm going to be working out more, right? But I'm going to be wearing sweats more.
Yeah. It's a comfort thing. I think since the pandemic, we've all kind of realized that we can chill out a little bit more. You can work from home.
Yeah. Look, check it out. So this what I'm wearing. I just realized actually, because I just grabbed this. This is a Venus Williams sweatshirt.
Fancy.
She gave this to me. I'm going to say, maybe 4 years ago, I was at an event.
I remember. Yeah.
Barbara Carkin was speaking, and she was there promoting her stuff. And of course, I said, Venus, I'd like to take your products to QVC. Of course, that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth, QVC or HSN or whatever. But it's comfortable and it's awesome. Wait, I'm now promoting Venus Williams. But anyway,
that's how it goes.
Right. But we're chilling. I mean, so I'm so happy to be here with you today, but let's talk about what everybody's talking about right now. We're talking about 2022, New Year's resolutions, all of that good stuff. And I'm going to ask you, this sounds cliche, but what's your 2022 resolution? Do you have one?
I have a couple. And I like to say that they're resolutions that I genuinely believe that I'll be able to keep. You know how you have those resolutions, and I'm a big advocate that if you put your mind to anything, you'll accomplish it. Like if you believe in yourself and you want to do it, you'll make it happen. But we all have those resolutions that we know aren't going to happen. We just kind of put them on the list anyway. But I have 3. So my first is pretty simple, and it's that I want to take more steps. Not that I want to become a workout freak or I want to constantly worry about weight or anything like that. I just want to be active. I just want to get outside, fresh air, take some steps. So that's number 1. Number 2 for me is I want to share more of my life with my followers, which sounds funny because I'm a social media strategist, right? So I encourage everyone else to be posting consistently and sharing their life consistently, but I don't do it because I'm always living in the moment, or there's just not enough time, whatever it is. I started seeing Poppy, my baby niece, that's going to be a toddler soon. And I'm looking at pictures from when she was born, and then I'm looking at pictures of her now, and I'm wishing I had shared more because people had been asking me. So that's what kind of inspired that. And then the third is something that always gets put on my list, and I feel like slowly but surely I am getting better at it, but I haven't perfected it yet, and that's work-life balance. So I have a really hard time shutting it off. I know you do too. It's kind of that way when you own a business and you love what you do. But that's my third one. What about you?
I love it. I see. I am definitely not going to be cliche this year at all. You know, if everybody says everything in moderation, they mean one thing, I mean something else. So I'm gonna start with everything in moderation. Okay. So I like food, I like to eat. So today I want to share with you, I just made some shrimp fried diavolo. I have a little tilapia in here.
Oh my gosh.
My resolution is eat everything.
And you bring it out.
Everything in moderation. So that was my fra diavolo. This is bread pudding that I make every year. I make from scratch, right?
Oh my gosh. You're making me hungry.
Then I have eggnog that I make, but I made it into ice cream. So I'm going to take the eggnog ice cream and put it on top of my bread pudding because I'm only doing a little bit, but I'm having everything
Yeah.
at the same time
It's a nice buffet on your plate.
in moderation.
Mhm.
Not a lot of bread pudding here, a little bit of bread pudding.
How does it taste?
Amazing. And then I have traditional black eyed peas that we do. Well, my family is mixed. We have Italians, we've got West Indians, we got a little bit of everything. So in the West Indian tradition, we make some black eyed peas to bring in the new year.
Wow. Is that
So,
is that supposed to signify, good luck, good fortune?
yes,
What's
good
the
luck.
history? Good luck. Yeah, yeah.
Good luck. I don't even know what's good luck. It tastes, the luck is for me, it tastes good.
Yeah, you get to eat it.
So I want to enjoy my 2022. I am going to eat everything in moderation. I am going to do that. I'm going to stick with that. I am going to work out. I've had this on for 4 hours and I still haven't gotten to the gym today. But my intentions are good.
The
So my-
time is still, the day is young, as they say. You still got time.
Mhm. And I'm going to wash it down with some non-alcoholic sparkling cider.
There you go. That stuff's the best though. I gotta tell you. It's my favorite.
So that's my New Year's resolution is to do everything I love to do in moderation. And I really
Yeah.
mean, why deprive yourself of anything that you love to do?
I agree.
Do it all. Don't they say that? Do everything in moderation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting my New Year's out just eating.
There's so many people that'll say you have to pick one thing in life or you can only focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
The other thing is really focusing in on, like you said, work-life balance, but really
Yeah.
enjoying yourself. The problem with us, Tara, is we do love our work, and it's not a problem. We love doing what we do for a living. I
Yeah.
can literally work 24 hours a day if I don't stop myself. And I have to tell you something. People say to me, "Oh my gosh, it's so sad. You work all the time." It makes me very happy to work. I love
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
but I have to learn to put it down.
That's
have
why we can't shut it off. That is exactly why. I said the funniest thing the other day. I don't know who I was speaking to, but I've been going to bed really late and not realizing how late it is. Because if it was up to me, I would love to be in bed by 8 o'clock. That's the dream. Like I'm a homebody. I don't need to go out and party. Like I just want to stay in, curl up, watch Netflix, whatever. And I've been going to bed very late, and I've also been getting up extremely early because I got a lot of stuff to do. And then it would become like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, why am I so tired? This isn't normal. I can't even get through the whole day. And I think it was Mike. Mike said to me, my boyfriend, he goes, because you're getting up at 5 and you're going to bed at midnight, 1 o'clock. And I was like, oh, that makes sense, So
It's awesome though. I mean, I do the same thing. Well, lately, I've been going to bed late. I think it all started around the holiday, just packing, wrapping presents and all that stuff and staying up to make sure you're finished with that. And that became a part of the everyday. So for the last
Yeah.
several days, I was too going to bed very, very late. I like getting in bed earlier. I love getting in bed earlier, especially during the winter time. It's darker earlier.
Yeah.
I don't go to sleep early, but I get in bed earlier.
Just to relax, like set
Yeah.
the tone.
So that's the work-life balance. Okay. So that's it, Tara. Our work-life balance is getting in bed, taking your shower early,
Yeah.
getting in bed earlier, eating earlier,
Yeah.
not eating chips in bed.
And remembering to eat. Remembering to eat is hard too. Like
No,
lunchtime's tough.
no,
You
no.
said not for me.
I remember to eat. That's never a problem. Nope. Nope. I
You
will.
can't agree with me on that one.
No, no, no. I remember to eat. I don't know how people forget to eat.
I forget to eat, but listen, I'm a foodie. I love food. I love to pick and eat all kinds of different food. I mean, I'm picky. You really will eat anything. Me, not so much, but I do like to try new things. And so it's not like I'm purposely like not eating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, I gotta finish something, or I'm like so in the zone with what
Yeah.
I'm doing that I just don't think about it. Lately, I've scheduled it. Like I'll say, like from this time to this time, I am stepping away, and I'm gonna, no screen time. I'm gonna eat. It's just a mental health break. You just have to do it. It's
Conscious.
worked out.
You're so
Yeah.
right. You're so right. I don't
Yeah.
have, when I'm working during the day, I don't have a schedule of when I'm going to eat. I
Yeah.
will just eat when I'm hungry, when I feel like I need something, I'll go grab something. I'm working out of the house a lot
Yeah.
more now. Grab something out of the refrigerator so I don't starve because I can't concentrate unless I eat.
Mm,
I can't.
yeah.
I can't focus because it's nagging. It's like, okay, it's time to go to the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I just can't concentrate unless I can't eat when my stomach is growling or I'm
Yeah.
hungry. But it helps me to focus. And I guess it's probably good for your blood sugar when you're eating, when you're supposed
Yeah.
to eat, right?
It gives you energy too. It's really good.
Yeah, no, it's good. Eating is amazing. As you can see,
Everybody should eat. If you're listening to this,
everybody eat everything. Eat your fra diavolo. Look how good that looks. Wait,
you're gonna have to stop showing the food because
Look at
I'm
this.
hungry.
Look at the size of the shrimp, and I have some tilapia in here.
That's crazy. Hold it higher. Let us see. Oh man.
Yeah, I got some
Wow.
in there. This is so good. I'm gonna take another bite because gotta. Mm.
That's awesome.
Well, okay. So anyway, getting back to everything, we have a wonderful schedule plan for 2022, right? We got a
Yeah, we
lot
do.
of 2022. We have a fast track class coming up on, I think it's January 27th, right?
That's right. It's a Thursday.
So that's Thursday, January 27th. And I want to talk about, everybody out there, by the way, I didn't announce what I do or introduce myself. Lisa Askley's the Inventress. I help people. My company is Inventing A to Z, where I help you take your product ideas from concept to fruition. So from a napkin idea all the way to the marketplace and everything in between the right way. Now, when you start to develop a product, a prototype of, or if you're all the way in it, ensconced in the manufacturing process, marketing starts there. So the name of the class is going to be From Mold to Market. And the people who understand molding and having your sometimes it's not a mold, sometimes it's a cutout of something that you're doing. So a 3D print or something like that. So from the time you're molding or 3D printing a product is when you need to start marketing. Okay. I know you don't have a real product in hand, but it's time to start thinking about where you want to put your products. That between social media, YouTube and everything else that you can secure, right, Tara,
Yeah.
without go public. This is what we're going to talk about in our fast track course. So from mold to market. So from the beginning, from the idea to creating your website to really getting the product on the shelf prior to it coming to fruition. You need to have all of these pieces in place. And I say this to say, everybody who has an invention or an idea has, hate to like diss anybody, but it's just delusions of grandeur, right?
Yeah.
I hate to say people are delusional, so let's erase that.
You notice how right away I go,
You know what? I'm erasing that.
yeah.
Illusions of grandeur. Let's say illusions. I don't want to say you're delusional, but some people think, and I love when people have big dreams and they want to think that they're going to
Sure.
make $1 million the first time they're at the gate. But you have to start preparing your marketing at the same time you're creating your product. So many people think that the second they manufacture or develop a product, they're going to make $1 million. Well, you got to put your marketing tools in place. The only people who know you have that product in your basement are you, your mom, your grandparents. That's it. You feel like the whole world should know. So the class that we're having on the 27th, January 27th, will speak to from mold, meaning from inception all the way to the marketplace, but you start when you are creating that mold. It starts then. Your marketing starts then. And I can't emphasize that more. And everybody who has a product always thinks that they're going to sell more and faster the second they put it on the market, and it's not the case. You got to work. The work happens. It Marketing is the hardest part, I have to say. Inventing something is easier, and I'm not trying to discourage anybody. Inventing a product is easy when you're creative. It's very, it comes like this. 1,000 products come to you like this. The marketing aspect, you really got to put the work in. Social media, Tara, and you could speak to that. The whole social media aspect is super important. YouTube is important. And I'll let you speak. That was very long-winded. I'll eat well.
No, everything you said is amazing. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it and I'm agreeing because it's true. A lot of people think that they're ready to launch a campaign or they're ready to promote a product or they're just ready, right? And they think like I know they'll come to me and they might do the same thing that when they come to you and they're just like, okay, I'm ready, let's go. And so there's so much preparation to take into consideration before you can just jump into the marketplace. People need to know what you're selling and why you're selling it and what your founder's story is and why it's necessary or why they should feel compelled to support you or even want to purchase your product. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of that is research based. So
Mhm.
from a PR and social media perspective, before a campaign can actually go live, there's about a 3-month window where we do that research part of it.
Mhm.
And it's not just research, the type of research you might be thinking. I mean, there's a lot of preparation from a design standpoint, from a content creation standpoint. So we have to understand what the feed is going to look like, what your social media platform, all of them are going to look like, and what type of wording are we going to use, and what's the style going to be, what's the aesthetic, and how do we make it consistent? And that can't just happen right away. You can't just sign on with an agency or a representative and just think that in 20 seconds, okay, everybody's ready, let's go. So a lot of time and energy goes into it. Patience is so important. I know you talk about that often, but the preparation is real. Usually a campaign is 3 to 6 months of preparation time before you even jump into the campaign.
Yeah, so you need to be ready before you launch any kind of
Yeah.
campaign,
Mhm.
marketing your product. The saddest part for me is I explain everything to my clients prior to
Yeah.
manufacturing, because what are you doing after you manufacture? Everybody wants to get into a patent, right? That's the other thing I want to talk about is life after the patent. Everybody thinks that they need a patent first. Okay, so what happens after you get a patent? I don't know. What happens? It
Yeah.
marketing, building your product and marketing your product. It doesn't happen overnight. And everybody hands down thinks it does. I don't care
Yeah.
how much we inform them.
Yeah.
You know, I have clients who say, I've been doing this for 3 months. I've only gotten 10 sales. What's going on? Well, maybe
Yeah.
only 10 people saw your product. The 10 people who purchased your product may be the only ones. You have to try different things. I bring up Christopher David. I love how diligent and passionate he is. He developed literally an alter ego of himself, right? While selling
Yeah.
your,
It's awesome.
product, yourscent.com. I'm always promoting my clients, by the way. Your Scent, he went so deep into marketing and understanding, okay, if one thing doesn't work or if it's not working at the moment, keep doing that thing, but add something else. It's building blocks. Keep on adding building blocks in order to market your business. You're here for the first time. Nobody knows who you are. As much as you think you're famous, well, you're famous in my eyes. You're great in my eyes. But it takes a while for the rest of the world to know who you are. So it takes marketing, videos, just showcasing yourself all the time. We're not even yourself, showcasing the product, talking to everybody. Motivational Monday is so important. Getting on Motivational Monday and sharing it with everybody, our family, our AOE members, and everything else. So marketing is not just, I put it on my social media platform, I put it on TikTok, and I'm still not rich, or I'm still not selling. However, you're building a brand.
Yeah.
You're your brand. Another example I want to use is Antonia's Promise. Antonia started her building, I'm going to say February she started, and she's building a great brand. She's building an amazing brand because she's putting the content out every single day. So how important is that, Tara?
It's so important. Strategy is so important. The biggest thing that people come to Socialize and they say is, I've been consistent with it. I've been posting, and maybe they have. Maybe they've been posting every day. But what are you posting? And when are you posting it? And how are you posting it? And what hashtags are you using? Who are you tagging? What does your content look like? And what does your feed look like? And so it's not even so much about just doing it. I mean, that's the first step, because you have to be in it to win it. You have to really be so hardcore about it and passionate that you live and you breathe your brand. But it's also sometimes about bringing in an expert. Same thing can be true about inventing, right? You might be an amazing inventor and know exactly what you want your product to look like, but do you know how to get it to the marketplace? Do you know how to get it on QVC? Do you know what I'm saying? So this is why you work with an expert, but constantly pushing the limits. I mean, we've had some of our clients for years and years and years. There's a reason for that, because we're always finding out and figuring out a way to make the strategy that much stronger and come up with innovative ideas to continue to grow their brands. If you're not continuing to grow your brand or introducing new aspects into your brand to make it relevant, to make yourself feel and be and look recognized, what are you doing?
Exactly. And if you have to make changes sometimes, if you're doing it and you're not getting the word I'm looking for is attention. If you're not attention that you're looking for, you may have to tweak and change.
Totally.
I tell people all the time, make even your font. All right. Let's start as basic as font.
Yeah.
Make it recognizable. All right. I use Coca-Cola on a regular basis. Coca-Cola, everybody knows what I'm talking about right now. You know that big C. You recognize that big C. I'm not saying, take Coca-Cola's brand, but take a look at their font. Maybe use one of the, use a little bit of their font in your font. They don't own that font, by the way. And I checked with attorneys before I'm saying this. So you can use, obviously you're not going to do a big C like Coca-Cola does to build a brand that doesn't have a C in it. Build a brand, create a font that's recognizable and popular. There's nothing wrong with emulating a brand that does well. Look at what does well, right?
Yeah. Always look at competitors.
Yeah, look at competitors and see what does well. See what does well, and then stop. And most importantly, I talk about passion, perseverance, diligence, determination. You have to. And I mean, you can see Tara and I talking with this energy. I talk with my hands, Jersey to,
I'm holding my hands down.
Jamaican hands, West Indian hands, Italian family hands, but it's passion also. If you don't have a passion for what you are doing, guess what? It's not going to, I mean, eventually it could sell. It's not going to sell.
I don't think it will. I think you have to have passion.
Not in the timeline that
Yeah, yeah.
and I have to tell you something else. So so for me, when I started selling products, it didn't have immediate momentum, but when I sold one, you would think I made $1 billion.
Yeah.
You would think I made $1 billion because that one first product that I ever sold and someone bought it, I said, oh my gosh, someone bought a product that I made, I invented, they bought it. To me, I was like, it was a whole new life for me. Like another light, how many lights,
Yeah.
right? Another light like shined upon me.
Yeah.
And I, oh my gosh, this is amazing. People love what I'm doing. So it motivated me to do more. One. Some people go, I only sold one. You got to start with one.
Everybody starts with having nothing.
You have to start with one, your first
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah. Everybody starts as a startup. That's the thing.
I want to bring something else up. I mean, so, and if you're not standing in the place that you are and being grateful, you're missing out. You're missing out. You're missing the journey. You know, I go back to, and I want to talk to you about this also. I go back to the first time I got a licensing deal, right? I got a letter from Bed Bath and Beyond with a licensing deal. Like my mind was so blown. Now I've done this for so many years. I've been inventing for so many years, putting products on QVC and HSN and Shop HQ for so many years. But I have to tell you something, and every single time I put a product on air or I take another person's product, I'm as great, just like this, as excited as I am right now. When I got that licensing deal from Bed Bath and Beyond, it was like a whole new world to me. A whole new world opened up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And it's one. And my percentage, my oh my gosh, what's it called? Not interest. I can't think today. It's all the food. Oh my gosh, what's it called? Royalties. Holy cow! So the royalties were not giant, but I was picked up by Bed Bath and Beyond, and I got something. So to me, that was amazing. It was great. I was grateful and humbled, and just I had such a sense of gratitude, like I do now, even today. You know, one of my clients recently, I put on HSN, Grace Aaliyah products. Do you know I was like bawling like a baby when they said yes? I've been doing this for years. So my point is, stand where you are and be grateful when you sell the one thing, right? Because if you sell one, you'll sell millions, I promise you. But keep that excitement and momentum going. Am I right? So when you picked up your first big client, Tara, I think, which is me,
Of course.
of all times, like how amazing did it feel for you? Because you have that same crazy passion and that fire.
You never lose it. When I say like my clients are my family, I genuinely mean it. I feel the same way about my team. Like, it's how you treat people, they'll remember it. And then more than likely, mostly, it's always reciprocated. And if it's not, that's called a toxic relationship and you need to get out of it. But you know what I mean? It feels amazing when I get a press placement. I get press placements all the time. I've done the GMAs, I've done the MTV Music Awards, I've done the People magazines, the red carpet TV. I don't care. It's still so exciting. It could be the local town paper, and I am thrilled because that means that I'm able to help a client that I genuinely love, that I believe in, that I'm pushing for. I get to help them tell their story, and then they get to help impact someone. So how could I not be excited about that?
I love that
it never ends.
I love that you said that too. So I mean, your excitement is the same whether it's a local paper, or Forbes magazine, right?
Yeah. Which, by the way, we've both been featured in.
Yes. Absolutely. And you helped me to get in Forbes magazine.
Yeah.
Okay. And with the story, guys. So the other thing is you have to tell your story.
Yeah.
Have to tell your story, because without a story, you're not getting anywhere. So, you talk about the Good Morning America, you talk about the People magazine, and you work with the housewives and all that. But unless you have a story to tell, you can't. What are you doing? You
Right.
cannot take that person anywhere because they have no story.
It's
So,
got to make sense. Like from a PR standpoint, you have to think, what are the viewers of a television show or the readers of a magazine? How are they going to benefit from this? How does it become mutually beneficial? What are you doing currently that they could take something away from that and better their lives or feel like they've been educated on something? So it's not just about, promoting a product. This new thing just came out. There's a time and a place for that for sure. But to keep it going, like to always make it fresh and new, it's about figuring out what makes this so special and constantly switching up the angle.
mhm. Well, that's it. But you can't switch up the angle until they give you content.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. You're a great publicist, you're a great social media strategist, but you can't tell the story because it's not your story to tell.
Right.
They have to
Right.
feed you. They have
Yeah.
to feed you the
Yeah.
information in order for you to take that content and
Yeah.
make it a magical story, right?
And they have to be willing to be committed. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that they want to be so successful, and to them that might mean selling a lot of products. But one of the ways you might get there is through telling your story and being on television shows and radio shows and podcasts or whatever it is. And you have to be willing to do those interviews. I can't tell you how many clients are like, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to sign all those copies of this. I don't really want to do that appearance.
Well, they don't want to. They don't
Pick
want to
a
be.
lane.
They don't want to be in it to win it, then, Tara. I mean, do you
Yeah.
know how many? You know how many interviews? Yes, I've turned down many interviews because it wasn't a fit.
Right.
However,
No, that's different. Yeah.
right. But I mean, when you have an opportunity, especially when you're new, and I'm not
Oh,
saying
yeah.
go anywhere and say yes to everything,
Yeah.
but let me tell you something. When I started out, when college students wanted to interview me, when local stations,
Anything. Yeah.
I still say yes.
Yeah.
I still say yes. I'm not only selling my brand or providing my brand, showcasing my brand. I want to stay there. I want to stay current. I want to stay
Yeah.
relevant.
Relevant. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
say yes.
Yeah.
Say yes to showcasing your products and your brand. Say yes. You
Yeah.
know, and you'll do things for free. You'll do things for free because you want to show your brand, especially when
Yeah.
you're new. When you're new. And I'm
You
not.
gotta pay your dues, right? Everybody's there.
Yeah,
A,
everybody's.
a, a lot of people always say, like, I hear people say all the time in the industry, oh, that's too small, or I don't really want local media. I don't care how big you are, honestly. If if you're able to tell your story and either impact, inspire, build brand awareness to a very specific niche audience, and then that audience is going to turn into a fan or a follower or a customer, supporter, why would you turn that down? I don't
know.
care if it's if you're only going to reach 1,000 people. If you're
1,000.
able to reach 1,000 people because it's a small paper, and you've reached way more than 1,000 with a small paper. But my point is, people think that by thinking big, that means that sometimes they should only be doing big things.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is what they think is little is the building blocks to those giant experiences.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I get that. I have a lot of people I know. I won't say names, but a lot of clients who refuse to do small things.
Yeah.
And it's only to their detriment.
Yeah.
It's really not helping you build your brand. It's really not helping you. I got to tell you. I mean, so I've done so many little things that I loved. I mean, I love going to
Sure.
elementary schools and teaching, speaking at different places. And if I have time, I say yes. Number one, because I feel like I'm teaching and I'm sharing something, what my experience is with people, with the world, with people
Yeah.
that on the local level who don't know exist, believe it or not. Everybody does not know the Inventress. Everybody doesn't. I may feel like the whole world should, but they don't. Everybody does not know Antonia's promise. Everybody does not know Create a Castle, but they're getting there. They're getting
Right.
there because they're staying in the forefront. They're staying current. They're putting their stuff out on social media on a regular basis. And that's how you build a brand.
No one
Uh,
will, everyone's not ever going to know you. Like, take some of the biggest
Everybody, right.
brands like McDonald's, right? They still spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on advertising and marketing and PR because they constantly need to be in your face. It's a reminder.
Great example. Great example. I love it, Tara. The other person is, I mean, who I see most on social media when I'm there is Damon John. Damon John
Always. Yeah.
constantly promoting himself. You would think, okay, many would think, why is he promoting himself? He's a
Yeah.
billionaire, multi-billionaire or multi-millionaire, I don't know what it is, but he wants to stay there. He wants to keep that money in
Yeah.
his pocket. He
Yeah.
wants college education for his children. He stays in the forefront because he wants to stay current and he wants to keep you engaged.
Yeah.
You have to keep your audience engaged. So
Mhm.
it's not just about inventing the product, it's about marketing and branding yourself. So again, going back to our January 27th class, please register if you have not done so already. Go to my website. It's inventingatoz.com. That's inventingatoz.com and register, purchase your ticket. We'd love to have you there. If you can't be there, we're always recording and you could purchase a ticket and get the recording. Um, and we try to give you as much information as we possibly can because my goal is to 100% see you succeed. So my mission statement, lifting each other up two hands at a time. Sometimes you have to use your foot and bridging that gap between ambition and success. Because why would you not allow yourself to become successful with the tools that we are giving you? You have the tools, use them. Use your tools. Register January 12th. 12th. I did a combination. 12th. So the 27th, January 27th. That's Thursday, January 27th from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. Register for that. I have to do that plug. And Tara, please plug your information.
Get ready. I'm going to plug away. So my name, Tara Ackaway. I am the CEO and founder of a public relations and social media strategy company called Social Wise Communications, where we help people and places and businesses and authors and tech companies and consumer goods and anything you can imagine be recognized and be relevant in the modern media landscape, which essentially just means we help you tell your story and promote your goods and services or your brand. And you can find us at socialwisepr.com. Same thing for social, at socialwisepr. And that about covers it on my end. You would definitely find me on social.
Yes, yes. And you'll be there with Poppy too. I love
Oh my
those pictures.
gosh.
She's so cute.
My baby niece is like everything. And I feel like my sister made a joke. She was like, she's not going to be a baby much longer. You can't keep saying that. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep saying it.
Yeah. Always be the baby.
I know.
Always be the baby. So people who are just tuning in, who
Yeah.
saw me eating, like, I mean, we started out with, New Year's resolutions for 2022. And I was saying everything, eat everything in moderation. And I mean, eat everything at the same time. So when we started, I showed linguine with a little fra diavolo. I have some tilapia and shrimp and everything in here. If you're just tuning in, looks great, right? And it tastes great.
And every time you show that food, I want it. I want it. I'm coming over.
The bread pudding, homemade bread pudding I make every year. Well, a couple of times a year. Put a little ice cream on top.
Oh, wow.
Everything in moderation, 2022.
I can't believe 2022. Wow.
All at the same time. And put on your workout outfit. And eventually
Yes.
you'll get to the gym.
Eventually.
You'll get there. So Tara, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. My amazing
Welcome.
media strategist, publicist. You rock. And let's do this again.
Can't wait.
I'll see you on
Text,
Motivate.
text me and I'll be there.
I know you will. You always are. You always are. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Lisa Ask is the Inventress podcast. Email me info@inventingatoz.com. Website inventingatoz.com. I look forward to seeing you soon. Keep on creating and keep on just doing what you do. Have fun, eat, drink, and be merry. Peace.